the media landscape. Now where there?
Radio dum me
Yeah, the Yamias. Yeah, the Yamias. Utim Kwanzu win ye in a man on Kasai.
That was the old because I contribution.
And the wow shot. Yametiasi. Moni Ajumanso. Moni Ajumanso. Yo. I don't pay a friend Waboko. Moriliza Mode APA weekendi and Mamenjo initial comments about one Zana specifics be or what Yabisa.
Oh, no, made us see. And your child, it's for. First of all, as a main disclaimer, me typical girl boy into the chin and shadow and never pass. And over there, a poanuchi, but I'm sure people get it.
Me pepuano dear.
So, we are worried as a minority. Nyama be higher, especially around this time. The focus should be on governance. The focus should be on unity. The focus should be on progress. Even now, young Kambu, now you should say, didn't think Ghana for two Obama President Mahamat Mutumano. So to win in this landslide matter, it means the people have some faith in you. It also means the people are not happy with the previous government because of Abiamanya A and B and C. Until 1 year, 2 million now, Modena. They say, when you say, we should the promises you have made to the people, the commitments you have made to the people. Senior, point to Beba, Beba, Asumdre Beba, and the several commitments, Galam say, Oba, make sure say best topic. Also Oba, SHS Bekosu, also Oba, economy no will thrive. There's going to be a 24-hour economy. Nyama say in Uncle Foshe. And let me point it out, say, the minority and the MPP are not against accountability. And yes, say, obviously, Obia, you say, and I sentiment, Beshishim, Obian cancer. Michel, we interview, I think, the PR for Special Office of the Special Prosecutor, Samida. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
And the very basic questions you were asking, and the way the guy was all over the place. Look, it is very critical as Ghanaians, first of all, say, we should think of Ghana first. Maybe the politicization of everything in Ghana is just way too much. I am a young man and I'm so worried. And I speak with a lot of passion and worry. Say, into Obi free government, so the next government, Omoba, there's so money, no more issue. Promises are my a set of military and police and they decorate themselves as security agencies. Then they invade your house unannounced and then come and say, Nanaya they are come. Nanaya then it is all over the place. As if Nanaya is a fugitive, as if Nanaya is the worst of persons on the planet. Nanaya. We are saying, let due process be properly followed. Invite the person. Share we move. And see, Yanyanka. Buy now, Ubaka, Obetimi do lawyer ba. Now, the lawyer ba, Obetimi by time, Mr. MC. Untimia. Let us know when you are available and capable of being present. This is proper law. This is due process. This is the rule of law. No, we are not within. Look, since you're winning elections, to say it was a coup d'etat. It wasn't. Even President Jerry John Rawlings handed over power, and he felt the need to be part of a democratic dispensation, and he's since shown that till his death. Indeed, why those of us who are trumpeting say, we are Democrats, we are this, that, are operating as if we are within a coup d'etat. It's all about persecutions and not prosecutions. No. How can you just go witch hunt people politically? On one hand, who are filing only prosecute on several very important cases. On the other hand, you are going to the extent of picking people at dawn, in the night, whatever times, in their homes without due process. No, it is worrying. There are several things we have committed ourselves to doing. I can't change Yamba, Yaba Abem. Say, Ayena Yawa Abem. then I bet now I'm on conform say almost to Obama the right people because that is what we say. As we speak, only make us say I'm a bet now me charging my phone. Me like to go off. What is it? Are we not looking at how to streamline Yamase? Focus should be on critical commitments. Way. Yeah, nah. How can a whole president even be describing an ex-president as though he had managed a crime scene and Ghana's economy was criminally mismanaged? I mean, really? Nanaya. Meanwhile, an economy that was criminally mismanaged, there was a lot of access to education. Free SHS was really working well. STEM education, Okomi constituency, we are virtually done with the STEM school and several other STEM schools. Restoration of teachers' training allowances, nurses allowances. Many workers say these are critical things that are bothering people. A handful. Then say, and then work for be the professor, American vehicle, NIB in the night. Obiako for be, Obi to Quanka. There is evidence all to Quanka.
Point number 7, or say, we reliably informed that the president's first cabinet meeting discussions were heavily centered on officials of the previous administration. It is no coincidence that shortly after this meeting, the security agency sprang into action, conducting aggressive and unlawful interrogations, forcefully inviting former appointees to the NIB and instilling fear in political opponents. These actions are not about accountability, they are about political vengeance designed to divert attention from the government's failure to immediately roll out the very policies it promised Ghanaians and rather incite national anger against past government appointees. Now, Adeba Akwa enim saban we aka even time na onya enso in kra and say moban no mo be di Ghana bonepa mo ye corrupt deeds bebre enu ti kwa na ma or the oral eba ye say eniema on mugidi say appointees under the former regime no wi aye ne ade no ye nko hwe ni nyina mu enti say if that is the allegation as enne akoba say NIB for no efre mompanifo a is it not that they have a case to answer ntina ye efre wo ana.
So Nana Ameda see into our paragraph 7 saying our kind copiously no na ye can say the very cabinet meeting I occurred. You should know, say Ghana is a family. Obia is somehow connected to someone. And see, they came out of that cabinet meeting, and the focus largely was, but think for me, and somehow I to start with, and say nobody is against investigative processes. Say, men say because you have a reason to believe, say, me pen I may use $1 million. I mean, I scat this source a pen. Then I worry because if they are my chief executive, so you need to investigate. And if you have reasons and you have evidence beyond all reasonable doubt to now prosecute the matter, there's nothing wrong with that. But the IAEA can say, first of all, don't let it be your first manifesto promise. Say you are going to witch hunt. The IAEA can say the IAEA question in witch hunting. No, and you witch hunting anka. Ejumanu bi wo ho. Attorney General the nyama bebre to ho say these are prosecutions are the matters are in court. They are dealing with them. Then you come and you say, okay, who filing null prosecute? Obviously, it is your decision to do so. But when you are doing so, nobody is asking you not to also go and investigate other matters you feel that obi edibone wo ho. But who investigate here? How do you investigate? Use due process. Due process may say, over say, obi akoye bonia, invite the person using due process. Men calling fee adon. I mean, sometimes the kind of nyama with these processes and our post channel, it causes more problems than giving us results. The IAEA can say, if you have reason to investigate someone, go ahead and investigate the person. Use the right channels to investigate the person. Don't go into the person's home. And the normal conversation, I say, oh, yeah, I say MPP for yeah. No, that is what I'm talking about. There is the time for us to come out as Ghanaians to start the process of let us depoliticize everything, including prosecutions. Let us depoliticize everything, including everything that affects governance. Remember, because oh, MPP for a winning election, or more revoking appointments. Yes, we have a revoking appointment. So where does it start? Where does it start? We are saying that this is proper witch hunting. Witch hunting because a bit more list also, prosecutor. When they were prosecuting me, I didn't know the deputy governor. I didn't know most of the people that were on the list for prosecution. But now, with the knowledge prosecutor filed and they even being given subsequent appointments, now gives me reason to say that, if you know, if you are no more NDC for one, so what I say, prosecute people because you feel and know and have very good reason to say, prosecute because they have really fallen foul of the law. And let it not be persecutions. Unfortunately, I can't work people. But this is the point. Let it not be a political witch hunt. Let it not be that, we are putting fear and intimidation into the minority, into the MPP people, so that they will not be in the position to be criticizing it constructively. Let it not be. Let it be that you have made several commitments. Say, President John Dramani Mahama. Me, people in my constituency, when John Dramani Mahama is, if he is, and when he is doing well, me I should say, they would still want to say, President Ayad here. They are about my NDC. For the first time in Wejagbawi, we lost the presidential election. It tells you that, there were problems in the constituency and Ghana as a whole. But if they still wake up and they see that, I see the President Mahama did do so, or by almost every day, do so, or by all the matters that were on the table. To say I want to say a political witch hunt. Originally they were on the trial list, and all those matters have been withdrawn or cancelled. Now they are rather going after people in their homes when their children are even asleep, and coming after those people. Or by cancel nurses training allowances, need teacher training allowances, nurses allowance, need teacher training allowances. Or by say SHS crash. Oba they are all manner of excuses. And they are for me committee way, or for me committee way. Look, they are human beings. Ghanaian voters have shown dynamism. They have shown us that they are dynamic. Don't take them for granted. So, if you are a government, if you are operating and the people have given you the mandate, operate in the manner said, you are giving them reassurances, hope. They are believing, say, wow, better not hold. I say, this. But don't come and just use other means just to divert attention. If you want to investigate people, investigate the people and see the coincidence. Or more cabinet meeting in somewhere the next day. In fact, in the night, they started operating. How?
Now, Enra, Professor Amir Kunfi, and I before. Ekocheno enya ntia se omafre abronye a oye mobono regional chairman gift your ware aboaje ene the other deputy director sure national service invite you omo beyond that statement here marking as minority mo bibi fofra mo beye and then monko for iso invite you omo no mo ana mo bia mo tu ana
when you made that is the minority, we have our plans. Yeah, share nyama. Yeah, won't say nyama say no. Yeah, share yeah, and be honest with you, and why wouldn't most of even media stations, no, they are even forgotten to discuss. They focus no crime or more discussing nyama na ekoso. In fact, they don't even see it as any form of violation. There's so much good rule that the bad rule cannot even be seen. So much. Say, Nyama, Nana, say, if you give 10% salary wage increment, as against 30% that are go for complaining, we therefore no crab be doing more. Ebimu, Nyama within this short period. Contracts, bills. Networking, we are not. When you go to the energy sector, Then there will be the normal, usual description. Oh, I'm about no man Jaishi and my head. Now, when Akufo-Addo even came into power, with reference to energy. Yeah. For us to even take over, President Kufuor, it started with President Kufuor. He had to dash down to Nigeria. I'm sure President Kufuor had to do same and just to manage electricity. We are not even thinking about that. All we are thinking about is that, MPP for anya there, omode yamo, and Tibuapaya there, and fire a bit. Is that the way to do it? I don't think that, with all due deference to you, I want us to discuss minority, plans at this point. In fact, I'm not even the right person to do so. I don't even respect the structure of leadership. And see, I would rather be calm and wait, and perhaps minimum. You are everywhere dense. Nti obetimi the leader akasa. Na bibia ono na person fan tuja or the tuja, I'll be happy to follow suit and talk about it. But maybe me agent, be a special agent also. Nti me come and want to this here.
Ansana obekono, there's been another development ever since by Fufrui ebaye Jumaifo a ye ma omu nyina ekofie, especially omo directive from Chief of Staff ka say after 7 December no we've also noted say other institutions bi omo kra de adwumayfo no omo ho dada ansa na yeto aba. For instance, Zezen Bank na adwumayfo 16 bi ho a ebi mo kra nya omo salary September omo kofie. Now last Friday NEIP so akache adwumayfo ni nyina say omo enkofie na omo hwehwe ne ma bi mo wie a why be here no ye be fro ne ade eno den na mo kan fasa asem no.
Now, first of all, when them say it is as if let me even give you this scenario. I know I have been kakra, and I'll tell you why. When them say kofobi omanya say adwuma we, fortunately yebuma yenim kofo na edumunya adwuma we no omo ye NDC for. Yeah, supporting Kofu to sell Jumano. Yeah, supporting Jumano because we are MPP. Yeah, supporting Kofu to Juma because we are Ghana. And I'm going to about MPP. And then MPP Niho, and I have from home. Until on that side, maybe Nanga, maybe three. But it is just for us to learn and understand, say, also a party. Na ye ma obi abo no homode ama we juma obo say party no abo no homode na wa nya juma. But we see, we don't give jobs to people based on partisanship and our party line. We give jobs to people based on qualification. And now let me run through. First of all, the flagrant violation of the Constitution. They are not even minded to consider anything at all. They are and I said, no. Nobody seems to care about it. First of all, Obebisa will say, Mkrofona will come about Zezen Bank, no? About 16 of them. Was it even around December 7th? No. Are the people who have received salaries over the period? Yes. Did they have financial clearance to do so? Yes. Are they qualified to be there? Are they qualified? Yes. Now, let's go to the nurses. Minya, Pahani, Honorable Dr. Okoboy. I knew very well when our recruitment process started here. Now, I wouldn't say, first of all, there was financial clearance for 15,200 people. That financial clearance, no, the Ministry of Health. Answer now, financial clearance. No, there are two things that are involved. First of all, is the financial clearance, and then second, technical clearance. All these clearances were given. Master clearance is now some. Answer now, Ministry of Health, or DNSs. No. Now, this was as a result of a backlog. And this now created in 2016. So about 4 years. So all these people were sitting in their homes. I know more issue yet. Me wa oba me constituency hospital or Akawe. Obeko na nurse ba kuna emergency and a nurse me. So when we got this financial clearance, it was open. And guess which people started? And young Kwafa more past 2024, and now 2023, and now 2022, and now 2021. I had 2020. Mean your party, Dr. Okubwe. Okubwe could not take one person for me or 2021 because the person was not qualified. That is one. Two, we see Obia December 7th. And I always ask the question, as at December 6th, was Akufo-Addo not the president of the Republic? And then the conversation would be say, oh, yeah, transition, or yeah, sure, say, oh, there will be a lot of pressure on salaries, and we shouldn't go ahead to more or less say Jinko for recruit people or give people jobs. But say it's come higher and higher. What here? Now President Mama Befado Mulovo. I think the other Shrad boss, I don't know if it's without. Then I also remember NCC, I think one Madam Lamtibi. What here? No Franco for Bebre. And yeah, Osafoma for Cargo car, say, oh, yeah, but you also know, say, that was never executed. One of the major decisions at cabinet by President Akufo-Addo Samre say we should let the people go ahead with their jobs, and still same was done. There is also a correspondence from former Minister of Health, Adima Melu, that also halted it for a month, just for the purposes of investigation. They were properly qualified. Nana, you know, said all of them were allowed to work. They are on the payroll of government today. And then, NEIP guy, and then they're only there. You don't even understand some of the things. But me, as I sit here, I would only encourage people, say they should go to the court. They should inundate the court with their suits. Lawyers, and see the judgment that government would rather have in all of this. Why do you want to deprive the same people who are promising almost a mom? After the wabamum, I didn't know Ghanaians. And as I tell you, most of them are not even MPP people. And that is why I'm happy that some of them were excited that they voted for the NDC and now they are smelling the pepper. Yeah? Sometimes people need to understand that there are consequences to every action. I didn't know Ghanaians anymore. All these people who have told and believe in President Mama with youth employment and empowerment. And you have even come to even form a government that is basically saying, Beba, I'm going to give the youth a lot of empowerment. Now you are actually dismantling them. You are dismantling us. Maybe I will be aware youth work to Obama and this President Mama say, Ejumana media man may deal with training allowance. You are not capable to be one who has to stay in Ghana and work. So go somewhere else, go and look for greener pastures. That is what is happening. Must we allow this to go on forever? Is that what President Mama wants to show? Who call premise? Mama now about the fisheries minister. People who are on premise, properly so called, and what's now more than 5 years. Yeah, you now are they not Ghanaians? Have we not worked with people who are on public service and civil service and that we came to meet them? Are they not Ghanaians? Are we going to remove people just because of politics and our allegations or whatever perceptions say, we or MPP and NDC in the Are we always going to politicize things like this? If we don't take steps to depoliticize our minds, we shall forever remain wherever we are. And it is not a curse. It is up to us to wake up as Ghanaians and think as Ghanaians and think that Obia or a Ghanaian is one of me. I am a Ghanaian. He is a Ghanaian. She's a Ghanaian. It does not matter which party. It doesn't. What matters is Ghana first. Let us go beyond the politics of everything. Oh, sorry. And then Obia go Yobi. What's not premise? Obia go Yobi. What's not Ezimban? What go Yobi? What's not NIP? Oh, by no entire. You have not even taken your time to investigate. Was it much letters there may even call for? We are wine. Now, governance, if it is even, let's assume it without admitting, and Tofiakwa, say NDC will even do 8 years. Assume 8 years now, we have been in power for 8 years. It came. So if we did some wrongs and we didn't see the reason for NDC to learn from those wrongs, and they would also be going on and be perpetuating even worse and evil, it is up to them.
Okay, two issues and aba in response to momo position amatiki say kofo enya financial clearance any adintino as say to aso ba ko ne say nea omo ye enye nwanwa because mo no mo ba 2017 say ya na mo so mo ne Ghana for trend number 2 enso ne say bra mo ko na mo ankasa mo nim say sika ni ho aban a mo de mo akwa share IMF for program ase amonim say strict physical measures na yedamu samoko kofa say nipa ni nyina ba be hye ho a ebeye den na aban atwa ne ho knowing very well say aban a obey so no wa hyebo ohia sika no de ane ma oye no sansam no mienu no obe som sen
but obey first one no the one year financial clearance technical clearance you wouldn't even get to the level of starting the process. And it just said, budget has properly considered it, and you have been given that clearance to take that step. Until that one, it is no excuse. The second part, which I, to some extent, want to say, look, this is the point I'm making. And now, we cannot forever be saying, say, MPP, they buy, now you're doing for toilets for more, and this is what buy Mumbai toilet. And where do we start from? Are we always going to use such flimsy, useless excuses to be basis for governance? Are we not saying that someone can be better at least for the starters? I did not remember. I remember Honorable Safo Mafu's remarks during vetting. I have told you, say, the first cabinet meeting of the New Patriotic Party in 2017 was to cancel that remark by Honorable Safo Mafu. What did the president do? The president ensured, say, Obibiara Ayejino, including President or most of them, Omo clearance, a friend said, Omo parade. President went. Now I have Akufo-Addo. He went. He said, he attended their Omo party out. Some of them he did. So we cannot say it is one and the same. I have also insisted here, say, when these things happened, we took steps, including the minister, and there are, if you do not mind, I'll share with your producer, and you can read. Honorable Ajimai Menu at the Ministry of Health was the same person who suspended recruitment for a month. In March, he got all those people to get back to jobs because he felt that, well, perhaps due process have been carried out, or he wouldn't want those people who are also Ghanaians to suffer. So it is neither here nor there for somebody to come and say, excuse me, MPP here and over here. And with all due respect, MPP, Abodama, just also Abodama. Is that the way we want to rule the nation? Let us move on. Let us see that, we Obayano, they are MPP. Nkofo Kaka say MPP ayen Obayano, Wambeyeno. Onuka wa upgrade wa ya tie. And say, yen share no sukra so. Na yem bona baso. But we excuse me say MPP bayano, MPP yes, it was over there. Over. Radio so na anga. This is not the right platform for people to even be saying so. And I even worry with some Ghanaians who still find reason to say things like this. Do you know what it means? It means that we only vote, but we don't vote for real governance. Yeah, say, if there are mistakes, I will be able to know. If I'm correcting them, I'm correcting. Now, me worry say, Ghanaians are growing very wisely by day. And very dynamic. Until we are there, I show. You be more Mary so swan. Don't say, na ya show. The way I wear na ya name. Na ya show. Kasa na yanka. I just would pray like someone like you. When him say, kasa quite cheaper. Station. It is a station people have listened to and believed in your transparency and independence. My prayer is that you remain this and even better. So that when you are coming out with issues, the Ghana First agenda should be on your mind and not the political party's interest. including MPP. The interest should be then I bet so that the structures within Ghana are working, whether it is CPP, GCPP, DCPP. Why? If Nana Okesi president, Nana Okesi would have the structures working. And for someone not to say, oh, Majin Crawford during the period that mania financial clearance and technical clearance, that person should not work. Yes, I understand the issue of the IMF part. But did he say that the people couldn't have had clearances to work? Did he stop us from recruiting people or from giving jobs to people? If that is the case, then I would think that, if we even did some of these mistakes, what about the people who come under Article 23, who are human beings and they have rights and they have responsibilities and they are Ghanaians and they need to be given them employment? Who, when you go to the Labour Act, under 63, they also have something to say. Section 63 of the Labour Act, they also have something to say that you cannot just go ahead and terminate employment of people, especially through the due process. They also need fair treatment as workers. That you need to pay attention to whatever severance pay and benefits they also have. I was say because also you have a certain perception, which is actually a very wrong one. Say, MPP for. How? Me, I know people. And this is why. And I have more. When I have videos, I will share with your producer. And I'm happy. I'm happy because, you see, I'm happy because we need to let people understand that it is not about politics. It is not about partisanship. It is about Ghana. How can we get Ghana to be Ghana? Say, all that matters is you need the right qualifications, the right structures are there, the right people are fixed in the right places, and not square pegs in round holes. How? That is what we need to do. Let's move beyond the politicization of everything. Now, let's do so. Journalists are be munkoda say because omo party cry we need power and now no omo say galam say njalo say be more koda say galam say omo kan one say black or 10%. They don't see the reason to talk about it. They actually come out to even say 10%, 30%. Is that the Ghana we are talking about?
Nyamema ye nyina ya hoode ne enye de ebetumi ayama Ghana aye better than we came to meet it. Say ne be ya ibeja Ghana yie ama enchirima. Honorable medase pa no person
nyamema wa hoode mbo.
Amen.
Onim say you are one of the pillars here. You see, people don't see some of these things. But where there is the independence of the media, and you have people like you, Chairman General, and it's not because many work as out. With all due respect, I pray that we get people like you and the likes of Chairman General and the likes of Komla Dumo may so rest in perfect peace. Say, journalism, no, with all due respect, it is not just for partisan purposes. If journalists are able to stand on their feet and do journalism in a way that they do constructive journalism and critically so, it doesn't matter who is in Jubilee House. It doesn't matter who is in Parliament. It doesn't matter who is sitting as a judge in Koforidia. It doesn't. What matters is that Ghanaians will be happy generally. That is all.
Oh, Koforidia not High Court one in Accra.
Koforidia is operating under a repealed law. So a law which is no more there is rather dealing with that. Or it's still dealing with CI 46 when we are dealing with CI 127. And see, that's how come it comes in handy.
I see. But that reminds me, in that case, you know, say, some more processes be a more file. I was saying.
Oh, I think we are in court tomorrow, God willing, and it's the Supreme Court. So one of the remedies is to have a certiorari and a prohibition. And the Warishim said we have done the right things, and hopefully by God's grace, my colleague, who is a very cool-headed guy, Honorable Ernest Kumi, by God's grace, would be there to have victory. Now the CI 127 and the Ropal law, a chair say, be court. and with reference to elections, no, it has to be by a petition. The petition can be firmly grounded when the results of the election has been properly gazetted, and that 21 days after the gazette, that is where you can file a petition. You file a petition before the 21 days. First of all, before the gazette was even done. When you were queried in open court, you rely on a news portal from Ghana News Agency to say, Bosman Asai, I can say 274 results have been declared. And that the 274 now could account until that means gazette. Can you imagine? And then you proceed to deal with the matter. And it is an ex parte matter. And when it's a contempt matter, you refuse to get a lawyer to stand in for the one you are calling a suspect or a contempt. No. A criminal matter. And then your excuse is that he has to file a notice of appearance. I've never heard it in my life of practice. Never. In a criminal matter. Now, police fails to the police. The first thing the police will have to tell you is that, hey, Nanaya, you are under arrest. You are entitled to this. But a judge can tell you that if you have to have a lawyer to represent you in a criminal proceedings, you have to file a notice of appearance. Hey, Nanaya, that is what I have just told you. All we need to do is to have faith in the system, in the structures. It doesn't have to be MPP or power, no. And this is for because judicial near MPP there, and when power changes, it's the same. It should be the structure. And I know you agree with me totally on this matter. That it should be the structures, irrespective of who is the president, who is the minister. The structures have to work, and that is my cry. Say, why would MPP feel uncomfortable that a matter is before a certain judge? Why would NDC feel uncomfortable that a matter is before a certain judge? It's because the structures are not really working. And the structure starts with the media as well. If the media can take people on and criticize them constructively, not in the manner that is lively or slandering, but you have evidence, you have facts, you have checked and cross-checked and validated, and you are making comments, telling you to when you are sitting in your radio station that everybody in Ghana, including my wife and children, are listening to you, then they are sure that, oh, Nana, they are Peace FM, they are more. Chairman General, they are sorry. That is how it has to be.
Nyamema ya hoden e nyina endro so that obi abetimi a contribute to the quota sene be ya Ghana e be yie na yie nso a eyema ye nyina. May God help us.
Amen.
That's no paper. Nyame instro. Honorable Jerry Ahmed Shaib MP Wejag Bawe Deputy Minority Chief Whip Kokroko ena waso egusu a utie na mamen Kyle say MTN ha say APC and a happy delight a healthy life for a day abba ibiaso omada Roma and a anopei ote yenka omame 5 minutes pe meba sisi
said you obetimi a check in a farmer APC nsunti and why yen sa akuma
uti paiwa
fakina farmer akuma APC kaka hawa akuma APC
sisi yare wa posunu no mpemu na ya oya fever ana wonam ya
emu bia kina farmer akuma APC ebeye firi ho nemum na nuachi na enkoide a kuhu doctor kina farmer akuma APC eyema obia ya wadi emfiedu nsia 16 years dekro.
Happy delightful Jew. Wachulala, swachulala, chichi soso. Afrana pa. Epe pashu breakfast and was in woman. Joe happy delightful juice against with toast, cereal, and even them cool. And we a bread and fifi. The most fringe man. Happy delightful juice. One of one. And you be here. Happy medical relaxing way. Swano when you're. Let's say what a chamado. Happy delightful juice. Off and a baby I bring you all day long. One fruit juice. I'm happy delight. One different flavors, different size. You number 1 liter. Number from NG 150 and 250 ml.
Ebenyebu healthy life shows on your supermarket.
Happy delightful juice. Loaded with taste.
Afuwe dena wo hwe nim se won sabeka unya ya nka oda ka papa bi mu ana anase opese wutu kwan opese wo ko Sentosa Island wo Singapore desert safari wo Dubai Here laptop, microwaves, phone and kra, television papa bi. SG Ghana Tino, Joshua Bia on Sabeka, Minia, Ube 7Y. Achadi Kasia da SG deposit and drive promo niye. Toyota RAV4. Fahushim, na one sabet miaka. Every na kopim 30th May 2025. For 500 cities. Anadia Brusa. Eto SG account ni mo.